On the streets of the Iranian capital, Tehran, there are growing signs of economic hardship, begging, homelessness, and sounds of desperation ahead of the June 18th presidential vote.
کسی که میاد نوازندگی خیابون میکنه یا مثلا میبینیم مشکل مالی خیلی شدیدی داره یا اینکه توانایی کار نداره.
Iran's ailing economy is the dominant issue of this election campaign. Crippling U.S. sanctions, rampant inflation, government mismanagement, and the COVID-19 pandemic have choked Iran's economy, making daily life an existential struggle for more and more people here. Women, the elderly, and the disabled have been hit especially hard. Some spend their days on the streets begging for cash. With the value of the Iranian currency, the rial, plummeting by more than 700% against the US dollar in the last 8 years, inflation and the cost of living here have skyrocketed. The price of household consumer goods jumped by almost 47% in May compared to a year ago, according to the state-run Statistical Center of Iran. The increase in the cost of groceries is even higher.
از سال قبل به این ور تا 50-100% رفتن روشون. حبوبات که وحشتناک گرون شده. حبوبات بسته‌بندی الان لپه سال قبل بود 20 تومن، الان جدید برای من اومده روش خورده 54,000 تومن.
With food prices rising fast, garbage dumpsters are emptied onto the streets, with some people foraging through the rotting fruits and vegetables. They salvage what they can and load up their trucks instead of shopping at outdoor markets.
خیلی وحشتناک شده. یعنی ما روزایی داریم که از 100% مشتریای ما کاهش پیدا کردن 20% و اون 20% 10% دنبال میوه‌های ضایعاتی میان، حتی میوه‌ای که اصلا قابل مصرف نیست. مشاهده کنید اصلا خیلی افتضاح.
This butcher shop has a glut of meat because most customers can't afford to buy it. Many just want the scraps.
خیلی‌ها نمیتونن مرغ درسته ببرن. میان از ما اسکلت مرغ میخوان، گردن مرغ میخوان. خیلی‌ها نمیتونن روغن نباتی بگیرن. پوست مرغ رو میبرن از ما. آب میکنن، روغنشو میگیرن.
On the streets, there's another more ominous kind of market. Graffiti and signs advertising human organs for sale show just how desperate some people have become. From A negative and O positive, would-be kidney donors post their blood types along with a phone number.
به پول خیلی بیشتر از اینا نیاز دارم به خاطر اینکه مریضی مادرم سرطانه، نمیرسم. الان هر راهی که میزنم نه کسی بهم پول قرض میده، باز با یک کلیه هم میشه زندگی کرد. اگه به من باشه من جفتشم میفروشم، خانوادم در آسایش باشم. خسته شدیم انقدر رفتیم تو بیمارستان اومدیم هر روز.
High inflation and growing unemployment have pushed about half of Iran's population of 82 million below the poverty line, according to government statistics. Government-linked experts have noted an unprecedented increase in Iran's homeless population, with many people living around cemeteries and parks. It's not just joblessness that has led to a rise in the number of homeless. The cost of renting an apartment this year has also risen dramatically by up to 70%, according to this real estate agent.
والله به خدا هیچ الان اکثر مستاجرایی که تو اینجا هستن میان قیمت‌ها رو میگیم مثلا یه جور ناامیدی تو چهرهشون می‌بینیم ما.
With housing costs rising, some have been forced to downsize to smaller dwellings. Meanwhile, building sites in Tehran stand idle after financing for many construction projects ran dry. Iranian oil exports plunged when sanctions were reimposed in 2018 by then U.S. President Donald Trump after pulling out of the deal to control Iran's nuclear program. The pandemic only exacerbated the country's economic woes. But after almost 8 years in office, outgoing President Hassan Rouhani also deserves some of the blame, says this economist.
هیچ یک از اصلاحات بنیانی اقتصادی رو که بهش متعهد شده بود و اونها متعهد شده بود هیچ کدوم از اونها رو اجرا نکرد در یک پیچ و خم و بنبست‌های شدید سیاسی غرق شد.
Amid accusations of corruption, Rouhani's government has been blamed for failing to crack down on tax evasion, rising fuel prices, and the bungled privatization of state-run industries like the Half-Tapa sugarcane company that led to unpaid wages, layoffs, and protests.
بنابراین ما با یک مثلث شوم روبرو هستیم. مثلثی مرکب از مدیریت نادرست و جاهلانه، دوم مسئله تحریم‌ها و بالاخره مسئله کرونا.
Iran's economic woes dominated the first presidential debate. Frontrunner, hardline cleric Ibrahim Raisi and his 6 rivals made promises about how to fix the ailing economy and traded barbs over who was responsible for the crisis. But with Iranians facing so many personal financial challenges, few expect that the presidential election will change anything.
طمع نمی‌کنم. اگر تمام آدم‌ها از این طمع‌هاشون دست بکشن دنیا روش میشه.
It doesn't put food on the table, but low expectations help some cope with growing hardships in a country desperate for an economic turnaround.